Um, so I have the exact same equipment as it does.
You have a machine gun. It has a beam rifle. Otherwise, it
Oh.
looks the same. Seems they're testing different loadouts.
Also, I also have a shield, right?
You have a shield.
Can we combine the shields, the special one that we got on the my computer and the Mark II, and somehow make some sort of ultra shield?
Probably. So you want to roll to resist with your expertise, which is going to be 3 dice. And if you are pushing your vehicle with that to use the extra, let's see, can you push yourself on a resist roll? Let me see. Sorry, I always forget how resistance rolls exactly work.
I think you just need a 3 or higher, or even a 2.
It reduces the amount of stress that you would take. So resistance rolls are for me probably the part that confuses me the most.
Yeah, I think you just need to roll a 2 or a 6 and you don't blow up.
Okay. When a pilot or their vehicle suffers consequences, they can choose to avoid these with a resistance roll. The player tells the GM how they're resisting the problem. You said with combining your shields. It's a reasonable way of avoiding the problem. It's automatically reduced at a cost. Okay. A resistance roll will negate the consequence or reduce its severity. The pilot then makes a resistance roll, which will determine how much stress or fuel negating the consequence costs. The resistance roll is made using one of the methods below. So, achieving damage or expertise. Expertise is a number of expertise your pilot has. Okay. So I don't think you can push yourself on that. Okay, but combining your shields means that you would reduce that level 3 harm to a level 1 harm. A level 3 damage to a level 1 damage on your Armsweir if you combine your shields. So you roll your expertise, and the amount that it costs you to resist that level 3 harm is 6 minus your roll stress. So if you roll 6, that means you take 0 fuel.
Okay. Roll expertise. 3 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Boop.
All right, you got a 5 there, which means you only take 1 fuel in order to bring this from level 3 harm down to level 1 harm. You take the
Nice.
level 1 harm. Oh, your right arm is damaged.
Well, that's in the iMac.
Yeah, that's the iMac, right. So the level 1 harm that you take, we'll just take this off here because it's not there anymore. The level 1 harm that you take on the Armsweir here is short circuit.
That's reasonable.
The impact of the particle beam on the combined shields is extremely powerful still, such that the lights in the cockpit go out and the emergency backup lights, the red hued ones, come up in their place, and you can see some of your cameras are shorting out. You can still fly this thing, but it is a little bit damaged. It is hurt. But
Is
you
my
did.
seat still heated?
Your seat is no longer heated.
Oh, those sons of bitches.
They blew
They
it
took
all up.
everything.
So what's the plan here? Escape or try to fight this person?
We kill?
Macho Man's going for an elbow drop.
Nah.
Okay. It's a good thing that you completely discarded the rules of engagement at the very beginning of this mission, because you are putting civilians at risk here.
Odin
Okay.
counts as a civilian?
Odin is 100% a civilian, but in addition to that, you have seen that this person, this Goliaths pilot, is willing to fire beam weapons inside a colony. So the longer you remain in here, having them take particle beam rifle shots at you, the more likely it is there'll be a breach in the hull of the colony.
This is preemptive posthumous self-defense. Is this risky or?
Let's see. To go and elbow drop the Armsweir Mark II. Yeah, I think this is risky limited. It is a much newer and more high-tech machine than yours, and it can fly
If it was
better.
gonna be limited, would it be standard because of my fine weapon?
Yeah.
One quick question.
Yes.
We have 3 mechs with beam sabers and 1 with spiky boxing gloves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can we like quadruple penetrate this thing?
Phrasing.
Not a good enough reason to use penetrate.
I stand by it.
All right. So let's see here. I'm going to put a clock down. This is the clock 2. I'm just going to label this one Goliaths Armsweir Mark II. And this clock can be filled by however you're planning to deal with the machine. If you want to fight with it, we can fill it that way. If you want to try and psych it out or escape it, we can fight with it that way and fill the clock that way. So it's really up to you how you want to deal with this. But right now, we had Macho declare that he was going to do an attack, a spiked elbow drop on the Armsweir Mark II. So we're going to go ahead with that roll because it's already been declared. There's a risky standard battle attack that you were doing.
And we can't
Every time
follow it up with the triple whammy?
You potentially can. We'll have to see how this goes.
Is it 2 fuel every time I want to push myself?
Every time.
So I have 2 out of the 3. So once I go into like that second box of 3, I have to pick like an armor effect.
Oh, no. Armor is something that you have that you can use to help with resistance rolls.
Oh no, I mean just because the damage stuff, like under fuel character, there's a couple of like the things that say like clumsy, glitchy, leaking.
Yeah, that's once you fill up your fuel track. Once you get to 9, then you mark one
Oh,
of
okay.
those. Then your machine is taken out of commission for a scene, and you mark one of those on it when it gets back. It's similar to the stress trauma track for a pilot.
Actually, you know what? Since I haven't taken one yet, I'll take a devil's bargain.
Okay. You can get in a punch on this machine, but if you do, it is going to cost your machine harm, damage to your machine. So this would cause the level 2 damage disarmed, because whichever arm you punch it with is probably going to get broken off.
I mean, you know what? I only need 1 arm to punch.
Nice.
Do I still roll if I take the devil's bargain, or is that like an automatic success?
The Devil's Bargain gives you 1 additional die to your roll.
Okay, yeah, I'll take it.
Okay, so you add that to your roll.
Whew.
Okay. We're having lots of good luck. A 3, a 5, and a 1. So we count the 3. It is risky. So your hand slams into the Armsweir. It gets its shield up barely in time, and that causes the arm that you punched it with to crack and basically shatter. But that also shoves the Armsweir back a little bit and causes it to rethink its approach. So make sure you put down that level 2 damage to your machine. And the additional consequence, because you got a 5, a complication occurs. Because you have now seen how powerful this thing is, and there are more of the Goliath PBRs arriving behind it, you are now in a desperate situation.
So are we going to do the team attack? I feel like he's telling us to leave. But
I'm not telling you Anything at all. You do whatever you want in this situation. I will roll with it.
It's 3 Goliaths following it up, right?
Yep, I'm just telling you, you're facing a formidable foe and reinforcements are arriving. You do what you want.
Well, we've got a Mark II
You do.
and 3 mechs, and they've got a Mark II and 3 mechs on the way.
Mm-hmm.
So really, we're fine.
Sure.
And we've got 2 mechs with only 1 arm.
I can punch with just one arm.
And we've got a remote self-destruct.
Yes, you do.
How hard is it to kill the pilot of a Armsweir Mark II without damaging the mech?
I would say impossible. I don't know. How would you do it?
Spinning them so fast and centrifuge them until they turn into pilot jelly.
That is a conceivable possibility.
Scientifically sound. Kane would know.
It would be difficult to accomplish in atmosphere under gravity here, but it's if you can figure out how to do it.
Okay.
If we do need to escape, I've still got 2 of those goopy-inducing rockets that I can slow them down with.
Actually, would I have been able to expend my armor to keep my arm?
Let's see what we could have done with that. When you suffer consequences, they can reduce the impact by spending an appropriate armor. Once an armor is spent, it can't be used again. Most only protects against physical harm. Yeah, so that's UG. Vehicles can also sacrifice any gear that takes up one load in place of armor. Replaced by junk. Sacrifice gears and function. Junk slots are available. So you can reduce the impact by spending the armor. So you can reduce it by a step. But
I have 2 armor.
Breaking, when you take a devil's bargain, you cannot resist the effect of the devil's bargain. Like the devil's bargain effect is an automatic thing once you accept it. So you can't do a resistance roll on that.
Good to know regardless. Okay.
What's your plan?
Okay. All right.
I want
a council meeting. Fight or flight.
Briefly remind you that when you were making your way from the port warehouse into the colony, Kane noticed that there was a fleet arriving. So there's a bunch of ships outside also that you will have to navigate.
But the people chasing us will still be chasing us.
Yes.
All right. Let's go outside and fight the ships. You guys want to try that?
I would love to try that.
Okay, let's get into 0 gravity and then centrifuge the Mark II later.
All right. I'm going to fire one of my goopy rockets at this Armsweir Mark II to slow it down then so we can escape.
Sounds good to me. What action would you call that?
It seems since they're close enough to us, that might be a battle in this case.
Sure.
Cool. Is there anyone who wants to like go in for a feint or distract it so that I can get an assistance?
I could pepper machine gun fire at it as we retreat. So I sort of like roll the rocket boosters still on full and
yeah, sounds good.
Like one of those movies.
Is
Are you
this
going for classic misdirection?
Is this risky or desperate?
You're in the desperate position.
Desperate now. Ooh.
Let's say this is desperate and standard because you're not trying to destroy it. So it's brand spanking new Armsweirium armor doesn't really have an effect against being stuck real good.
Okay, we're going to stick it real good. And we get 2.
Okay. A 3 and a 4. So Obviously, we'll go with the 4. So you do it, but there's a consequence. Let's see.
Desperate consequence.
What's the consequence here? So you fire your goopy missile at the Mark II, and the pilot inside doesn't even try to dodge. She puts up the shield, trusting in the armor to block the missile blast. Bad move. The goop overtakes it, and it falls to the ground where it's stuck and is trying to struggle to escape. You can hear cursing, Discount, you can hear cursing over the short-range radio link that you have with this person. Saying, just wait till I get my hands on you, blah, blah, blah. The usual.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, lady, I'm not the person who stole this. I just work here.
Throw the teenager under the bus. That's a good idea.
The consequence is that you did not goop up their gun. You got the center mass. So they fire the particle beam rifle at you, and your machine takes the level 2 damage. Let's see. Busted treads.
No.
Can he still move?
Someone's going to have to drag him, probably.
How far away am I from the experimental one?
The experimental, the new Armsweir?
Yeah.
You're not too far. There are 3 other PBRs coming up on you.
If I popped out of my vehicle and ran over to it, would I beat them to us?
Oh no.
Okay, then
What
we
if I
won't do
helped?
that.
Yeah. I mean, you can try this. I am not going to say no. You can try this, but realize that as you are running over there, they will be shooting gigantic machine gun bullets at you.
Yeah.
Is my shield still working?
I needed an idea of scale.
Yeah. It'll probably take you from where you are now at least a minute to run from where you are to the Armsweir, and you would also have to land and get out, which is like 30 seconds or so. Your
And how
shield
long
still
till they get
works.
here?
30 seconds, and they're already in range to start shooting.
Okay.
If
Can
only I had
I
a
scoop him up?
Wild person. Yeah.
Can I use my mobility skill to grab him and then rocket boost? And then still have him under the protection of the shield surrounding my Mark II?
Yeah, you can do. Let's see. So that would be you'd be providing assistance to his. I think this is a prowl roll.
And then, Randy, do you have battle level 2?
I do.
All right. Can we all go there and then just rip the cockpit open? Can we So can we rocket over there, rip the cockpit open, and then plunk our own pilot in there? Would that all work?
All right. So here's what would need to take place for that. One person is going to assist our technician Kane's prowl roll by protecting him, or by shielding him or carrying him over, whatever you do. He still has to do the prowl. Someone else is going to have to either engineer or manipulate to open the cockpit. And while this is happening, you are going to be under attack the whole time, so you'll be in a desperate position.
But it would be pretty neat, right?
Absolutely. I think you should try it.
Okay, let's do it, guys.
If we get there, I think I can engineer my in if the ripping doesn't work, but getting there is the hard part.
Okay, well then engineering. Okay, well the getting you there, can we say that's a maneuver action by me to pick him up and rocket over there and then have him protected by the shield so it happens in less than 30 seconds?
I can only help with the prowl because I have 1 point in that.
You can. All right. Yeah, you can do
damage?
a maneuver to get over there. Absolutely. To carry him over there.
Nice.
Okay. Let's do that then. And then can Macho Man aggro
The PBRs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll engineer to pop open the thingy.
All right. Let's do it, team. High
Cool.
five.
And instead of having this like 5-minute conversation, we just said, "Oh, we got to do a crazy Ivan. Let's go."
Yeah. Maneuver Alpha 1. This is the first maneuver we practiced. All right, let's do it.
Nice.
Okay.
I pop out of the cockpit of the X.
In one fluid motion while spinning, I grab him and cradle him to my mech's chest like a mother does a newborn babe.
Okay. Desperate standard maneuver.
And how much stress can I take?
This would be fuel that you're taking.
Okay. And is there any how far? I mean, there's like 9 slots for fuel. Can I just like go right up to the limit?
If you get to 9, your machine's out of commission.
Okay, I'm gonna spend some fuel.
Can
Okay.
I use fuel from mine to kind of like
You can
eject
only
myself upwards? And
you can
help?
only push yourself once per roll. By the way, sorry.
No, I just want to help. I'm assisting.
How are you assisting?
I'm gonna eject myself from there so that it's easier to grab me.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a maneuver, and then I pushed it, so I have 3 dice.
Yeah.
Whew!
It's a good thing there. Good thing. This still isn't great because it's not a 6 and it's a desperate roll. You got a 1, a 2, and a 4. So on a 4 you do it, but there's a consequence. So the spinning effect that you do in the Armsweir, there's more torque to it than you were expecting.
I
Because
centrifuged my own body.
Cruel physics. It
So,
knows no allegiances.
yeah,
It looks like a bottle of strawberry jam now.
not that bad, but I want you to take the the level 2 harm. The level 2 harm that you're going
Vertigo?
to take is, yeah, sure, vertigo. But you make it over there. And Einstein, you are underneath this shield, which is a little bit wobbly because the pilot is experiencing vertigo. You are climbing up the side of the downed Armsweir Mark II, which is bucking and kicking. So we need to do your prowl roll to get up there safely.
Ugh. All right. We have no prowl assistance. Let's see.
There isn't anyone who can really logically assist you with this right now, but you can push
No.
yourself. You can take
Can you
double spark on
flashback?
this.
If I had
What will the?
some kind of climbing gear, would that help me out?
It would certainly help. Yeah.
All right.
Some sort of Mr. Miyagi-like teacher who gave you a vest and all those.
Can I flashback to give myself action prowess?
You could also. How much load do you have left?
I have 2.
Okay, you could just declare climbing gear, which is 2 load.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, you have your climbing gear, so mark off your last 2 load there for your pilot.
Yep.
And that'll bring you up to desperate standard.
Oh, good.
Woo!
Oh, good. And I am gonna push myself for sure, so I'll get that sweet, sweet 1 dice.
Okay, 1 dice. Don't forget, every time you roll desperate, you need to mark experience.
Need to what?
You mark experience every time you roll desperate.
Oh, cool.
Okay,
This
you
is
roll
the
the 1.
worst.
It's
He's
Yeah,
dangling
okay.
from the rope.
all right.
So Kane is dead.
Okay. So Kane, you fire your little grappling hook and start climbing up the side of the Armsweir. As you do, the pilot inside sees you coming and fires the chin machine gun at you. They're able to move their Armsweir's head enough that they can point down towards the chest and fire at you. And the bullet is about the size of you, and it slams into you, and you take the level 3 harm. I don't know, exploded.
Exploded.
You can attempt to
right.
resist this.
I think I probably will.
Okay. How do you avoid it?
Aerosol status.
Is it
Uh,
probably
the
some
only-
type of prowess roll here?
Yeah, the only way that I can think of to avoid it is to basically just like I see the gun point at me and I just detach the grappling hook and fall to the ground.
Okay. So you can do your resistance roll with prowess.
Can any of us assist by like can I drop my mech on it or something?
You can't assist in a resistance. Actually, you can resist on someone else's behalf.
Oh.
Yeah. So you can
I don't
attempt
want to damage the Mark II.
Well, that's
I see how it
fair.
is.
So you can attempt to resist using like your expertise on his behalf by like slamming your shield down because you're there, right?
Yeah, and I have the shield.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like slam the shield down onto the chin. That seems more prudent. I have 3 dice on expertise, so
Yeah, go for it.
all right.
And that
This
will
is a lot of
reduce. Yeah, that will reduce exploded to like broken leg, I think,
Okay.
or sprained ankle, I suppose, because broken leg would be more like level 2. All right, you got a 6. You take 0 fuel. Your shield perfectly. Like your shield is coming down right as it fires the chin machine gun, and the bottom edge of your shield impacts the very tip of the giant bullet, and the bullet like goes spinning up into the air. It's very impressive.
Does it strike the family that was picnicking?
They're long gone. They drove off in their electric buggy van. So Kane, you fall backwards from the force of the shield's impact right in front of you, and that causes you to sprain your ankle, which is a level 1 harm.
Ow!
Ow! Yeah, it's time to try and get into that cockpit.
All right. Engineer, I guess, if I'm close enough to work it open.
Yeah, engineer.
Okay.
I think you're still under attack, so it's still desperate, but it's going to be. Did we say you had some kind of tools with you? What was the other thing you declared in your load?
I have used all my spots. I used my climbing gear and my palm computer.
You still have your palm computer, though.
Yes.
Okay.
It blows up after 1 use. It's one of those
Self-destructs.
I'm going to say this is desperate great. Because you've got your palm
Okay.
computer, this is your jam. This is exactly what you're used to doing.
And I'm gonna push myself.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yes, the creator of the game is watching at the moment. He says,
Oh, that's cool.
Really?
another pilot climbing a mech in battle is guaranteed to happen at least once in each Beam Saber campaign.
This is number 2.
Austin is absolutely correct.
That's fantastic.
Oh boy! Oh, it's very good that you had all of those advantages.
Oh, why am I so bad at this game?
Okay, here's what happens though. And it's kind of what I was wondering when this would occur to anybody involved in this scene. You hack in, you get the cockpit to open, and the woman inside shoots you with her gun.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, I thought about that.
Because she knows you're there and what you're trying to do. But the cockpit's open. It's just that you're a little bit shot.
Just a little bit.
Just
Can
a
he
little bit
resist
shot.
that?
Yeah, you can resist that if you've got armor. Like, do you have any kind of armor? I'm trying to find.
No, can I use the fact that I'm pretty smart and insightfully realize that she's going to shoot me as soon as I open it and be prepared?
You know what? Yes.
Like,
Just clinging to the outside of the door as it swings down.
yeah, like not just be like, "Oh hi, how are
Hey, what's... Oh, you shot me with your gun. How unexpected.
what a unreasonable development."
Who could
Okay,
have
so
foreseen
that's
this?
my insight then. How? Oh, I figure out the dice by looking at the little box beside it, right?
Yep.
2 dice.
Wow. Okay.
The one thing I can do, not get shot.
You got a 6.
This is your moment.
Yeah. So you open the cockpit door, she shoots. You are able to calculate the exact angle at which you need to turn. And so you don't take any stress from this. You do still get shot with a gun. But, I mean, it's...
I guess.
Yeah, you do still get shot with a gun. But you only take... Oh, your level 1 harms are both filled up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was really hoping that bullet would sprain his other ankle.
Yeah, your situation can't... You're already in a desperate position. Okay. Oh.
Would my fear from the violent flashback have faded by this point?
Tell me about Kane's family.
Kane's family.
This is not time for some eatable thing, Matt.
I think that Kane actually had a pretty good upbringing until the moment when he got drafted into the military, and then he lost track of them in all the chaos of the Four Seasons War, and he actually doesn't know where they are right now.
It's your sister!
Ha!
It's your beloved baby sister in the
What are the
cockpit.
chances?
Just fired a gun at you.
What a jerk.
Your sister Wendy.
That does more emotional harm than physical harm now.
The gun did the
Wendy.
physical harm. But
Yeah.
yes, this is the serious consequence, or serious complication. It is your sister Wendy staring up at you, eyes wide, as you stare down at her, eyes wide.
Well, I
Kane?
guess I won't.
Can I shoot the open cockpit?
I mean, you can, but you would also kill Kane, because he's there.
But I
Wendy?
can.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
I assume this is a one-person cockpit.
Yep. But I mean, 2
Ugh.
people can fit in it. Like, you could sit in her lap.
Yeah.
Wendy, how did you end up with the anemones?
He says,
The enemy anemone.
we're doing good work here. We have to stop the Neo-Zerans from organizing. These extremists are going to flood our space borders. And they're going to take all of our jobs and kill everybody. We've already got
Oh,
Neo-Zeran
no.
caravans coming from the outer reaches.
No, Wendy.
She's been listening to that podcast.
Yep.
Oh, this is the worst thing I could have imagined for you.
I fire.
Okay. So that would be, at this range, a battle roll.
No, I won't do that. I won't do that. I gotta look at my other options.
Okay. You are also under attack. While you are standing here witnessing this, the Goliath backup are shooting at you, and you're going to take some damage to the Armsweir.
Well, are they shooting at Macho?
They're shooting at Macho and you. There's 3 of them.
Okay.
I will get to what's going on with Macho shortly. So they are firing at the Armsweir, and that's going to give it the level 2 harm. No, not level 2 harm. It got the short circuit before. It's going to give it the level 1 harm damage thrusters.
I can't resist that?
You can.
Okay. I rocket off into the sky to draw their fire with me. Say, good luck, Kane!
Okay. You do so. How are you going to resist? I guess with expertise.
Yeah, with my maneuvering to weave my way expertly through the bullets.
Okay. If you successfully resist, that will negate the harm. Or damage. Sorry, I'm getting confused.
Ooh.
You do it with a 6. Very well done. You guys are getting some excellent rolls on this tail end of the battle here. So it takes you no fuel. You are able to dodge away from the attack, and that gives you, gives you some space. At the same time, the other two PBRs have been beginning and continuing their attack on Macho. And Macho, you're going to take the level 2 damage riddled with bullets, which you can attempt to resist.
I will.
Okay. And that will be with expertise. So that's 2 dice, I believe, for you.
Well then.
So about those good rolls.
I'm gonna go ahead and expend my 2 armor.
Okay. That's 2 1s. From the sublime to the whatever the opposite of that is.
Harrowing, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So you expend your 2 armor?
I do.
Okay.
I get the feeling I'm gonna need.
Okay. The 2 armor would reduce the level 2 harm to nothing. So the armor, what does this look like when you use your armor to shrug off these bullets?
It's like this Toy Story karate chop action with my single arm. Somehow I just smack away all the bullets.
Okay. So you take 5 fuel. Your ship takes 5 fuel from the resist attempt. So make sure that you mark that off. Oh boy.
That was rough.
Yeah. But you do not take any harm, so yeah, that you are currently safe from that. Do you wish to return the favor in some way?
Oh, I would indeed.
Okay, you may do so.
I will Superman punch with my single arm.
Okay, you are going to be at reduced effect because of the single arm. Or not reduced effect, you are going to be at -1 die and at reduced effect because you've only got 1 arm, and you're kind of like a skeleton of your Roving Bastion right now with the armor purge.
No. Would I still get reduced results if I went for the machine gun?
With the machine gun, you would still have -1d because it involves using your arms, but it wouldn't have reduced effect.
So I guess, yeah, so would it be the same limitations regardless of which weapon I used?
If you're using your fist, it's basically you'd be rolling at risky limited with 1 die. If you're using your bombard with your machine gun, you'd be rolling at risky standard with 1 die.
Wait, isn't machine gun under battle?
Bombard is long-ranged weapons generally. Wait, let's see here. Destroy, battle. Oh yeah, they'll both be under battle. So it'd be the machine gun. You would be at risky standard, still with 1 die for the machine gun, but you'd be rolling battle, not bombard.
Sorry, I had to step out for just a second. A double 1?
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Yep.
Dang.
He's at 6 fuel.
All right, here goes the machine gun.
Okay.
Wait, the effect is what?
Risky standard.
Okay. And that's just 1 die right now?
Yes. So you can. There are all the options are always.
Why?
Okay. All right. Another 1 there. That's not your day, Velvet.
When you said we had good luck.
Yeah, it changed, didn't it? Okay. You lose this opportunity. Your fuel is running low to the point where your thrusters can no longer lift your Bastion into the air enough to do Superman punches. So your fisticuffs abilities are cut off at this point, and you lose the opportunity of doing this attack because partway through your attack with the machine gun, your thrusters sputter and die, and you sort of crash a bit into the river, meaning that you've lost this opportunity to attack.
Can he jump into the other mech?
into the one with no wheels or no treads? I mean, yeah.
All right. Hypothetically,
Yep.
and he could also, hypothetically, he could also hop into my iMac 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, it's not as big and roomy as the iMac 10, but there's
No,
probably
and the seats aren't heated.
It does still have a headphone jack, though.
Good.
What's
right.
going on top of the downed Armsweir that's got the sticky stuff? The sticky stuff's starting to dissolve now. The PBRs are still harassing you.
Okay. So I look at Wendy and I say, Wendy, we got to get out of here.
He says, "You've got to get out of here and give us back that Armsweir. Why don't you come back to the Terran hegemony? We could use someone like you."
Shoot her.
I say, oh, Wendy, that sounds like a great idea. Let me hop in. And I hop in, and then I use my technician special ability, custom implant.
Oh, what's that do?
I have a secret delivery system that's part of my body where I can chemically, like I can release chemicals that other people would be susceptible to.
Interesting.
So I can spend 1 stress to deploy this. It's perfectly concealed in my body, has 0 load. And I'm going to choose a chemical that just renders her unconscious for hopefully enough time for us to escape.
Okay, spend your stress.
All right.
Wendy says, "Oh, finally. Mom and Dad will be so happy to see you back home." And then she's out.
Yeah. And then I'd hop in and try and take over the mech.